Video today. Let's talk about Jasmy Coin. I think I made a video one or two videos ago specifically talking about Jasmy Coin, and I mean since that video the market has kind of obviously gone in the red. We've seen a bunch of cryptos, altcoins, pretty much every major crypto, or specifically cryptos that we do talk about on the channel, have kind of gone into the red, right? We've seen like XRP, Dogecoin, Cardano, Avalanche, Shiba, Bitcoin, all down at 20+% range. And we take a look at Jasmy specifically. And again, I'm not comparing Jasmy to any of those coins whatsoever, but just last 7 days for Jasmy in comparison to those, it's down around 9%. So not as much in the red, obviously, as some other coins and things like that. But I think where we currently are at with Jasmy Coin, talking about back under 2 pennies, or 2 cents. Sorry, I guess that's the same thing. But Jasmy Coin was trading consistently above 2 cents for maybe 2-3 weeks back in March, maybe like 3 weeks back in March, and then had some like pretty barcode-ish type of price action here. And it's crazy to think that in the middle of all this, right, Jasmy, it's up over the last month. What is it up? Hold on. It's up 1.12% over the last month, right, across the month. Obviously, it spiked up here back in 4 days ago. But for Jasmy Coin, this Panasonic partnership, right, which should have been, or I guess was considered a very bullish catalyst at the time, it didn't really have a crazy chain reaction to the price. Now, I wasn't expecting it to, because it was just kind of an announcement, nothing imminent of progress or something specific really on the pipeline to happen with Jasmy Coin in that partnership with Panasonic. But again, no significant price action from that. We look at the holder count here for Jasmy, 67,479 holders, which, again, the holder count, the community for Jasmy, I've always said, is very strong. I think when we compare Jasmy to other coins, you can't really specifically compare it to one crypto because of, in my opinion, Jasmy's footprint and their foundation in Japan, right? That's the differentiating factor between Jasmy. Like, if Jasmy was no connection to a country like Japan, which is just so advanced in technology and the way they go about things as far as development of technology, I don't think I would be as, I'm not saying I'm super bullish on Jasmy, but I don't think I would be as interested in this project. Now, again, I'm just going to go over a few things in regard to Jasmy Coin. Like I said, holder count continues to grow. If you look at this article here as well, it's a NullX article, null.tx, but Jasmy Labs, DWF Labs is the first thing I'm talking about. Market maker, institutional investor, says that they made $8 million from trading Jasmy Coin since June of 2023. I think that's when they made the initial, or that's when Jasmy paid them to become the market maker. You can see here, this is even back from April 12th, which is just 3 days ago. DWF Labs deposited 100 million Jasmy into Binance, right? And they still hold 121 million. We had talked about how, or I did talk about how this 100 million, if it has anything to do with that Jasmy roadmap, right? About the 100 million coin lockup, which, again, that is something that we talk about on the channel and something that is interesting, right? Like that roadmap that Hara put out in regards to the 100 million token lockup. He said in April, we are now halfway through April, and no news, right? No concrete announcement, no, and again, I'm not trying to spread negativity on the project, but this is just being real. Like, it would be nice to see some sort of announcement or just clarification on when that token lockup's happening, right? We just get a very vague announcement from Hara, which, okay, I'm gonna share this first so I can go to the Hara page, but NeoXTricks on Twitter. I highly recommend following BIANAA17 on Twitter. Great resource if you're into Jasmy, bullish on Jasmy, just looking for information on Jasmy. But there's a Japanese patent, and Jasmy patent, the original version for the Japanese. This part with Toyota Intel Fujitsu is interesting. Japanese friends are already deciphering it now. Obviously, this is in kanji. Sorry, you can't really read it, but you can see down here the companies, right? Toyota Motor Corp, Intel Corporation, Fujitsu Limited, all right? And these apparently have partnerships with Jasmy Corporation. Now, again, this is something, here in the United States, if you don't understand, Japanese characters, we're not going to know about. And it's not like they're announcing these types of things. But again, it goes back to the at least bullish sentiment that you would have with Jasmy because of their connections in such a advanced technology country like Japan. All right, I'll put a link to this tweet in the description below. You guys can check this out. But another catalyst that is pretty bullish, in my opinion. I mean, at this time, and again, I want to reiterate, it's not like I'm viewing there to be a ton of bullish catalysts here for Jasmy currently. When we are again 4 days away from the Bitcoin halving. But this is interesting. Japan's leading party pushes for urgent cryptocurrency tax reform, and this is on cryptodaily.uk. I'll put a link to the description below. But you can see here, leading Japan ruling political party advocates the idea of crypto-focused taxation policy. This means people who earn less might just pay 11% of their profits from trading crypto. To address the issue, crypto trading population VCs interested in crypto project investment, right? That's really what it comes down to, is allowing venture capitalists to hold crypto assets in Japan, which again could play a role into Jasmy. I'm not saying it's going to directly impact it if something like this does get signed off, but it could definitely play a role, right? You talk about Japan moves closer to allowing venture capital firms to hold crypto assets. If approved in Parliament, the draft bill could see VCs fund Web3 startups in exchange for crypto assets. Japan's government essentially approved a bill that allows VC firms to hold these cryptos. If passed by Parliament, the bill could boost investment in Web3 startups, right? And I mean, there is a lot of interest in Web3, obviously, in Japan. I think there are already a ton of Web3 companies that are based in Japan that are, obviously looking to get this approved. But again, it goes back and reiterates the narrative of Jasmy being one of those cryptos that has a foundation in Japan, right? Obviously, the people, their executive team, right? The guys on their executive team, we know about it. I don't want to just keep talking about them, but obviously they're major players in Japan as far as just the tech industry goes and just business, right? Kunitake Ando, Kuzumatsu Sato, Hiroshi Harada, right? All major players. In the tech space in Japan. So obviously if something like this does happen and goes through, could be bullish. And then there's like a Web3 white paper that's going around in Japan, right? This is a Tokyo FinTech. I'll put a link in the description below for this. But essentially this is for Japan, right? This is obviously written in Japanese. But making our country the center of Web3, right? Japan has collaborated with various stakeholders, etc. As a result, Japan is cultivating a world-leading Web3 business environment that prioritizes safety and security while fostering innovation, right? So this alone, this like bullet point here, and again, I'll put a link in the description below, to me creates a ton of bullish sentiment, right? I think this is something that at this time, right, we see more and more, companies and things like that, just adoption, right? Global adoption and just adoption specifically in Japan. It's going to eventually, and again, I'm not talking in the micro, I'm talking about more so in the macro. It's going to eventually have an impact on Jasmy Coin, right? One way or another, in a positive or negative light. But I think more so positive if they can stay in the direction that they're heading, right? Like there's a gap, or there's a room, or essentially like a space for Jasmy to be in the crypto space, I think, and specifically in Japan. And hopefully they can get there and remain there, right? I think this is just something that needs to happen over time, right? I mean, over the last year, Jasmy's up 187%, but all time Jasmy is down 98%, right? But things like this, I know seeing people leave comments on my previous Jasmy video talking about Jasmy's down 98 since launch, etc., etc. Like the supply was completely different back here, right? You can't really compare. I mean, you can, but I'm saying like it's hard to really look at an all-time chart and see a coin or a crypto project that was at levels, right, shortly after it launched, and then hasn't been at those levels since 2021, right? Like, I mean, we're talking about here back in November when we did see a crazy crypto bull run, right, or the last bull run, fall of 2021. Jasmy was at 20 cents, currently at 1 cent. So even if it can get back to those levels, that would be a significant 20x or so from the time of this video. Now, I really don't want to put a pinpoint on a Jasmy price prediction or anything like that. I've been trying to stay away from the price predictions, more specifically on Jasmy, just because, like I've talked about, so many things, so many different things still need to happen in regards to this project doing well. But again, let me know in the comments below how you feel about Jasmy. Video, drop a like, hit the subscribe button, and as always, have a great day.